In this video, I will show you how to replace your third brake light with LED lights on a 97 Ford Explorer. Before you go through all of this work, first make sure that your light is not out due to a blown fuse. The third brake light is connected to fuse number 2 and should have a 7.5 amp fuse installed. A good fuse should look like the one in the middle, while bad fuses look like the ones on either side. For this project, you will need some screwdrivers, some pliers, some wire strippers, an 8mm wrench, a 9 and 11mm socket with driver, a drill and drill bits. Specifically, I used a 7/64 bit and a 3/32 bit. A riveter, which I bought at Walmart for $6, some black silicone, a tape measure, some electrical tape, some electrical connectors, a hot glue gun, and clamps. You will also need access to an oven. First, remove all of these plastic clips from around the top of your hatch trim. I found that the easiest way to do this was to just get my fingers under the plastic and pull. There is a tool specifically made to remove these clips, or you could try to use a screwdriver or pliers. Next, remove the pull-down handle by removing 2 Phillips head screws. Then remove the trim around the door lock and remove the Phillips screw underneath. After removing all of the clips and screws, you can then remove the entire panel by gently pushing up. Now you should notice the danger sticker on the brake light ballast. This is a good time to remember to disconnect the negative cable of your battery with an 8mm wrench. Next, remove the ballast by removing the 2 Phillips head screws. And disconnect all of the wires connected to the ballast. Remove these 2 rubber grommets to access the 3 9mm nuts underneath. Remove the 2 11mm acorn nuts. You will notice the 7 rivets placed here, 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 and here. Now drill out and remove all 7 rivets. A flathead screwdriver may come in handy. Now, you can gently remove the trim panel that the third brake light sits in. Now, you can pull out the wires and the rubber grommets to remove the brake light. Put the light in the oven at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 40 minutes. Now you can separate the 2 halves of the light. A small flathead screwdriver comes in handy here. Use gloves as the light will be hot. You will want to make sure to buy LED lights with wires that are designed to be hooked to 12 volts. I bought this set of 2 strip lights so that if one failed, I would still have one working. Use a tape measure to center your LEDs inside of the light. When they are situated where you like them, you can secure them with the adhesive. Feed the wires through the hole and make sure that they fit with the cover on. If you want, you can use hot glue to make sure that the LEDs are not going anywhere. Fill in the 2 wire holes to prevent moisture from getting inside the light. Connect the wires to your battery to make sure that the LEDs are working properly. Use the black silicone along the entire edge of the light. Carefully press the 2 halves of the light back together and clamp. Removing the window washing fluid line will allow you more access by removing the trim. Insert the split grommets with your wires running through one of them. Push or pull the wires through the grommet and replace the light. Install the 3 9mm nuts. Reconnect your window washing fluid line and replace the light trim. Install your 2 11mm acorn nuts. Be very gentle with these nuts. Only tighten until there is no movement in the light trim. Use a riveter to reinstall the 7 rivets. You may want to use 2 different sizes of rivets, as some of the holes are larger than others. Now you can wire up your LED light with the plug from the ballast. Make sure to connect the positive wire from the LED to the red wire on the ballast plug. LED lights cannot be wired backwards. Plug it in and test it. I used some electrical tape around the electrical connection and to make the wires a little more organized. Don't forget to replace these 2 rubber grommets like I did. Now you can replace the hatch trim. Just carefully slide it back down into its slots. Make sure that when you are replacing your hatch trim, that the manual door lock is situated inside of the hole. Now you can replace all of the plastic clips. we place the pull-down handle and the 2 Phillips screws. We place the small Phillips screw located near the manual door lock and replace the plastic trim. You should now be done and have a bright LED third brake light.